Welcome everyone. This is Digital Coconut, and this is my very first game series. And what better way to start it off with than to play Jurassic World Evolution? This game was just released a couple of days ago on Tuesday, and I'm so very excited to play. For those of you who are big on the Jurassic games or Minecraft Dinosaurs or the movies, Jurassic World Evolution is basically a sequel to the original Operation Genesis, which came out in the early 2000s. And there are several Let's Play series online on YouTube if you want to look up Operation Genesis. This is the new version of that, and it's got quite a few new little tweaks and things from the original series I think is going to make it really, really interesting and fun to play. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here, and we're going to jump right in. They basically have a somewhat long video intro. And then you get the Universal logo, and it's really cool. And so as we go through that, I'll just let the music play. And when we get back to the game screen, we'll go ahead and start the new world together. There are a couple of new features in this game that I think could be really cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Excited, excited, excited. Okay, here we go. I have played a couple of starter games just to get familiar with the interface, just to see how it worked, and it's really pretty cool, but I'm going to go ahead and start a new game here and get rid of all my other data. And
Hello.
Here we are in
May I
campaign
say
mode.
welcome. My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard of me. Well, correction, you should have heard of me, especially now that you're here. So before you are the islands that you need to manage, if you can. The 5 deaths. Jeez, if only there had been 5. Okay, this is as good a place as any to begin. Isla Matanceros. It's relatively stable. Yeah, you can get your feet wet here, and you should, because diving into the deep end of the pool is where the big, angry, hungry things are. Before you try that.
Now, I'm playing this on my laptop, so my frame rates are not real great. This game does take a lot of resources. I have a new laptop I just purchased a couple of months ago. It's one of the newer generation i5 systems, but it has built-in graphics, so even so, the game still looks beautiful, even if it's a bit choppy on the cutscenes. Okay, here we go into game mode, and they're going to walk us through the first part of campaign mode to get you started.
I'm Cabot Finch, Public Relations and Crisis Management, and I'm here to help you. You'll start by building a Hammond Creation Lab.
Okay, fair enough. And we'll go over here to the build bar. Click on this ladder enclosure type thing.
We've already started on an enclosure for you. You should just attach it to the side. But watch out for dinosaurs. Just kidding.
So basically, if it's red, it basically tells you where to place. If it's red, it's a little too far back. Same as Operation Genesis, essentially. Just going to put it right there.
Let's focus on what you're here to do, which is create dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the Five Deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
Okay, in campaign mode, the object is to learn how to play the game on the 5 islands. And as you build knowledge, you can move from island to island. You basically unlock the islands as you go through the game, sort of like levels in any other game.
You'll need to connect it to the pre-existing network of paths and the power grid.
Alright, so I'm going to connect this path, and that automatically connects to power, which is not really intuitive, but that's so far is how the game has worked. There we go.
Now comes the real test, incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus. Select the creation lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
Okay, so we're about to create our first dinosaur, but I want to continue that last thought. As you get to the very end island, the rumor is, I don't know if this is formally announced, but everybody's saying that you get to unlock sort of an open island where you can do whatever you want. You can run your park however you want, design your own dinosaurs, and you really don't have to step through what they want you to step through. But they do make you go through the campaign mode before you can unlock that. So we are going to select the hatching bay, incubate a dinosaur. The one they start us off with is a Struthiomimus. So we click that there, and we come down here to incubate. You'll notice there's modified genome here, and as you go through the game, you can modify the dinosaur by splicing different types of DNA in with the dinosaur when you create it. You can increase its attack, defense, how long it lives, resilience, viability, so on and so forth. You can change the skin color and have different color dinosaurs. One of the drawbacks to that is the more you kind of play around with those genome traits, a lot of times it can reduce the life of the dinosaur or lead to some unexpected behaviors, which actually I think will make it a lot of fun. A lot more customizable than the Operation Genesis.
The machinations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
Come on, Doctor. You know we've learned so much and invested even more in our Jurassic operations since the last time.
Yes, Mr. Finch, yes, the last time. There's always a last time. And a next.
And as I said at the beginning, the game's kind of slow. As we wait for the dinosaur to hatch. And we're going to release it. And the cutscenes on this game are beautiful. They don't play super well on my laptop because I have a built-in video card. But even
Life,
so, the effects are really
it
nice.
begins. The most precious moment. The result of incalculable actions and reactions, trials and errors, genetic mutations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique, and now we, you, just manufacture them. So, well done, I guess.
And you can see at the bottom here where I've got my cursor, you come out with over $3 million to start. So they really give you a lot of money to start the game. And using the mouse, you basically can scroll around, use your ASDF Q and E's. Q and E is rotate, see the island. Standard controls. Of course, you can also invert your Y and X axis. in.
The Hammond Foundation has 3 main areas of interest: security, entertainment, and science. I've already nudged the heads of each division to reach out to you personally. They'll offer opportunities and incentives for you to be part of their team. Choose one of their contracts. It'll help you develop your facility.
Okay, now the way they have contracts in the game is basically they're building specialties. The game's pretty complex. There's a lot coming at you at one time, and so I think what the game designers decided to do was to break it up into different sort of paths or tracks. You have the science division, which is basically the engineering of the dinosaurs, learning the dinosaur genomes, and so on and so forth. Entertainment division, which is really the business side of the park, is making people happy and making business decisions. And the security division, which is some of the genetic modifications of the dinosaurs, and also when the dinosaurs run loose and break through fences. One of the interesting things about this game is dinosaurs can break through your fences even if they're properly constructed. In the original Operation Genesis, they really wouldn't. If you had the right size fence, unless you had a tornado or something, the dinosaurs really wouldn't get out. Here, however, they can break through if you don't have the right fence or if they rampage, so it's a neat little feature. As far as the contracts go, you can add contracts later on if you really want to do all 3 tracks and fully. I think I'm going to go with the Science Division contract to start off because the Security Division seems very straightforward. It's basically park security and a little bit of park maintenance. Entertainment is the business side, which if you play Genesis, then it's not really a big deal. We're going to get a little bit of that anyway. Science Division, I think, is going to be the hardest because it's learning all of the dinosaurs, their genomes, and so on and so forth. And so I want to start that one first to kind of get a head start on learning that part of the game. I think the others are going to come easier, so we're going to start here.
Ah, Dr. Dua. This is our new Director of Operations.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and accept.
I'm aware, Cabot. I'm Dr. Dua. I run the science division of our operation.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Dua.
Okay. You're going to need to build your reputation in the science division. Not easy with me around, but you'll manage. That means managing our dinosaur population and seeing that they are flourishing.
Fantastic. So build, connect, and power Expedition Center. So go over here, select Expedition Center.
Contracts can be requested from the division heads inside the control room. Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park.
There we go. See if it'll let me build the path. I think it will, yeah.
So, one more thing. Your reputation. Your rep, quote unquote.
There we go.
Keep an eye on it, okay? If you have a solid reputation with a division, you're more likely to benefit from them. Financially, I mean. But, like life, it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally.
So I went ahead and connected the path. That way we can get power to the new center while we're building it. No sense in forgetting to do that and then having it not work and having to come back to it later.
People think money makes the world go round, but they're wrong. Contracts make the world go round, my friend. Obligations and commitments. Complete a contract and your rep with the science division will increase. Meaning you'll be able to take on more complex and challenging missions.
Request contracts. Fair enough. New contract. the interface is not 100% intuitive. Just have to wait.
I've got an interesting opportunity for you to consider. It will allow us to work together to create life. Pure life. If you've been listening to Dr. Malcolm, then you know how important this is to us. And to me.
Good enough, Dr. Dua.
I knew you were my kind of person. Inquisitive, driven, and I knew you couldn't resist this opportunity. So let's get started.
Now, the processor on my computer's basically brand new, but the game still plays real slow in the beginning. I think that's just the way the designers...
Together, we can create a more authentic version of our dinosaurs. That means a complete genome. And I think you are up to the challenge. Don't disappoint.
Okay, fantastic. So it looks like we can click on some things up here. InGen database. Maybe this is where we want to go. Expedition map. And I'm really winging it at this point.
Good! Your first expedition team is out. They'll bring back what they find to the fossil center for extraction.
I don't think it does tell you the common specimen. So I picked the one that has Strethiomymus. Of course, we already have Strethiomymus. There's Triceratops, Edmontosaurus plus Triceratops there, Ceratosaurus, which is a carnivore. I'll probably start off with herbivores in the beginning. They don't make as much money, but it limits the amount of pens that I have to build.
Your job is simple, really. Create dinosaurs which attract visitors to your facilities, brings in capital, money, which means you can do more research to build better facilities and create more dinosaurs, and there you go. A circle of life, development and resources, nature and commerce. See? Simple.
Whereas the previous game was more free play and allowed you to toggle between different objectives, this one is so far is seeming very linear. Do this first, do this next, and then a lot of waiting in between. I'll probably end up doing a lot of this game off screen so we can advance in the next few videos in the series. And it looks like we're approaching... we're getting near the 20-minute mark, so probably at about 20 minutes I'll go ahead and cut this one off here in the next couple of minutes. We'll come back after I've done some stuff offline and go from there and see how quickly we can get out of the first island and on to the next one. Okay, there's island 1, 2, Sorna, and then this one I think is the free play, Nublar. Let's see what else we can do while we're waiting. Okay, island rating, reputation, science favored here, because my contract. Acquire 50% genome Triceratops, which I'm going to fail. Because when I went to the map, I picked on the Strethiomymus with my team, so I have to wait for them to finish before I can move them to get the Triceratops. I wasn't even paying attention to that. But we'll do, as soon as this is done, I'll move my team over and we'll get Triceratops and hopefully finish the first contract. While we're waiting, let's see what else we can get into. Here's the fossil part of it. Strethiomymus, extract DNA. Strethiomymus, extract DNA. Extract DNA. $10,000 every time we do it. Oh, there's Matanceros. So I guess it gives you some DNA to start off with. And Ceratosaurus. We'll go ahead and get those started. We have plenty of money. While we wait, let's go to the next one, the Research tab. Okay, 5 items available. Ah, this is where we do the research for gene splicing. So it tells you down here, see if I can, no I can't, okay. So I can't move my cursor, but if you look, it says can be applied to Camosaurus.
The Research Center lets you improve your park in various exciting ways.
Yes, thank you.
New buildings, upgrades, and more await.
Okay. So you can apply them to certain dinosaurs, it'll tell you, and then you can unlock them as you go. Oh, okay. Alpine Cosmetic Gene. So I can start this one right now if I want. Can be applied to... This is a cosmetic gene. Okay, so it's going to be gray-green skin patterns. This other one up here, sandy skin. Okay, so this is going to be all your skin. And the hybrid's probably going to be a mix of cosmetic and trait. Looks like...
You should extract genomes from fossils that have been collected inside your fossil center. That will increase the amount of viable data you have to create dinosaurs.
Go to fossil, see what's found. We got lots of stuff. We have a new one, which we're extracting. Another Matanceros. Sell some rock. Okay, so all of those are in queue to process. Good. 6 of 8. That means... Oh, okay, you have 8 total slots. So I'm doing 6 now, and then when you get to 8, it stops. Alright. Okay, so one of the things that the game designers did in the game was they took a lot of the mythology and lore of the Jurassic Park series from the movies, from the whole canon, from the books, and they put it into the InGen database. So if you really want to just get into the history of it, a little bit of the cinematics, this is where we do it in the database. So I'm not going to do that here for this video, but that's very interesting. So if you've never really played a Jurassic Park game before, or you just want to brush up, it's been a while since you've seen the movies, it should probably be a lot of fun. There's probably a lot of stuff in there that, you know, I don't even remember from the movies. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this one. We're going a little bit longer than I wanted to. I just really wanted to introduce you to the game. It's good that we got into the menu system. We got our first couple of buildings built. That was a good accomplishment. We've chosen the science contract, which will focus on looking for and building up the dinosaurs, which I think is going to be the most complicated part of the game. So we're going to knock that out of the way before we go on to the other contracts and add those. And I kind of goofed up on my last mission and put people at the wrong dig site, but I'll get that corrected. We'll come back after I do some of that in the background. I may see how far I can advance in the game. And we'll come back and pick it up next time, and we'll see what happens next. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that video. First time I'm really playing this game. I'm really enjoying it so far. I think the gameplay's a little slow in the beginning in campaign mode, but I think it'll speed up a little bit, you know, as we learn what we're doing, figure out what we're doing, and how to build and get off of this island and go on to some more of the advanced features. Anyway, hope you guys really enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. If you like it, then give it a thumbs up. Also go to Twitter and subscribe to my Twitter. And please leave a comment. Want your comments on what you thought about, you know, my very first video in this gaming series. We'll be coming out later on with some incentives for new gaming series and some other things as well. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's going to be a great series. It looks fun. The game looks just amazing, complex, great graphics, even on my, you know, my laptop. Everything looks really sweet. So I'm going to enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time, this is Digital Coconut signing off.